Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Friend English Podcast. I am Danny, and today I am very happy to practice English with you. In today's podcast, we are going to talk about an idea that may completely change the way you learn English. You do not need thousands of difficult words before you start speaking. In fact, with a relatively small group of common words, you can already communicate about many parts of everyday life. That is why today's topic is, you only need 501 words to speak fluently in English. Now, of course, 501 is not a magic number that suddenly makes your English perfect, but the main idea is powerful. Learn the most useful words deeply, and learn how to use them in many different situations. Many English learners make the same mistake. They believe more vocabulary always means better speaking. They download long vocabulary lists. They memorize words like enormous, magnificent, sophisticated, and extraordinary. These words can be useful, but then someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" And suddenly, they cannot answer naturally. Why? Because knowing a word is different from being able to use a word. Speaking is not only about how many words are inside your memory. It is about how quickly and confidently you can use the words you already know. Think about a simple verb like get. Get is a small word, but it is incredibly useful. You can say, I get up at 7. I get home at 6. I need to get some food. I'm getting tired. I don't get it. Can you get me some water? Look at that. One basic word can help you communicate many different ideas. This is why common words are so powerful. Instead of learning 10 rare verbs that you may use once a year, you can learn one common verb and practice 10 ways to use it. The same is true for the verb take. You can take a shower, take a break, take a bus, take a picture, take your time, take a seat, or take something with you. Imagine you learn only the translation of take. That is not enough. You want to learn the word inside useful phrases. Instead of memorizing take equals this word in my language, learn take a break, take a shower, and take your time. Your brain begins to remember groups of words instead of building every sentence one word at a time. Another powerful verb is make. You make breakfast. You make a mistake. You make a decision. You make money. You make plans. You make friends. You make progress. If you know these common combinations, you can talk about many different topics with very basic vocabulary. For example, I made a mistake at work, but I learned from it. That sentence is simple, natural, and useful. You do not need advanced vocabulary to communicate a complete idea. Now think about the word go. You can go home, go to work, go shopping, go outside, go for a walk, go on vacation, or go out with friends. Then we have come. Come home, come back, come inside, come with me, come over. These basic verbs appear everywhere in everyday English. If you become comfortable with words like go, come, get, take, make, give, put, know, think, want, need, and feel, you can build hundreds of useful sentences. So, what does it really mean to know a word? Let's use need as an example. If I show you the word and you know its meaning, that is step 1. But can you say, I need some help? Can you ask, do you need anything? Can you say, I need to leave early? Can you say, you don't need to worry? Can you understand these sentences quickly when someone else says them? When you can understand a word, use it in different patterns, and recognize it naturally in conversation, then that word has become part of your active English. Active vocabulary is the vocabulary you can actually use when you speak or write. Passive vocabulary is vocabulary you recognize when you hear or read it, but you may not use it yourself. Most learners have more passive vocabulary than active vocabulary. Maybe you understand 2,000 English words when watching a video, but when you speak, you use only a few hundred. That is normal. The goal is to take important words from your passive vocabulary and make them active. Let's look at another example with the word feel. You can say, I feel tired. I feel great. I feel nervous. I don't feel well. How do you feel? I feel like going for a walk. With one common verb, you can talk about health, emotions, opinions, and plans. Now add simple adjectives like good, bad, happy, sad, tired, busy, hungry, ready, worried, and excited. Suddenly, you can describe many different situations without needing complicated words. This is the first big lesson. Do not ask only, how many English words do I know? Ask, how many English words can I use easily? 500 useful words that you can combine naturally may help you much more in conversation than 5,000 words you only recognize on a vocabulary list. Fluency begins when simple words become fast, flexible, and familiar in your mind. Now let's look at how a small vocabulary can create many different sentences. Imagine you know these simple words: I, you, want, need, like go, come, eat, drink, work, home, today, tomorrow, now, and later. These words look very basic, but you can already say, I want to go home. Do you need to work today? Would you like to eat now? Can you come tomorrow? I'll do it later. The power does not come from one difficult word. It comes from combining simple words quickly and naturally. This is why sentence patterns are so important. Instead of learning hundreds of separate sentences, learn a pattern that you can change. Take the pattern, I want to. You can say, I want to eat. I want to sleep. I want to travel. I want to learn English. I want to find a better job. One pattern gives you many possibilities. Now, change want to need. I need to work. I need to study. I need to call my friend. I need to buy some food. Simple patterns help you build your own sentences. Another powerful pattern is, I'm going to. You can say, I'm going to cook dinner. I'm going to call her. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to study tonight. With only a few common verbs, you can talk about many future plans. Then learn I usually, and you can describe routines. I usually wake up early. I usually take the bus. I usually eat lunch at work. I usually watch TV after dinner. One small pattern opens the door to an entire conversation. Topic. Questions work the same way. Learn a few common question patterns deeply. What do you? Where do you? When do you? Why do you? How do you? Now you can ask, what do you do? Where do you live? When do you start work? Why do you like it? How do you get there? These are not advanced questions, but they can create real conversations with real people. You also need words that help you connect ideas. Think about and, but, because, so, then, before, and after. These words are small, but they make your speaking much stronger. Compare these two answers. I'm tired, I'm going to bed. That is correct, but you can say, I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. Or, I want to go out, but I'm tired. Or, I'm tired because I worked all day. A few connecting words help you explain relationships between your ideas. Now let's talk about describing things when you do not know the exact word. This is a very important fluency skill. Imagine you forget the word umbrella. Do you stop speaking? No. You can say, it's the thing you use when it rains. The other person will probably understand you. Maybe you forget the word pharmacy. You can say, it's the place where you buy medicine. You do not need the perfect word every time. You need enough simple words to explain what you mean. You can use phrases like, it's a thing that, it's a place where, it's a person who, and you use it to. Imagine you forget the word mechanic. You say, it's a person who fixes cars. You forget microwave. You say, it's the thing you use to heat food quickly. This skill keeps the conversation moving. Fluent speakers do not always know every word either. They simply find another way to communicate the idea. Another important group is everyday adjectives. You do not need 50 words for every emotion or description. Start with useful words like good, bad, big, small, easy, hard, hot, cold, fast, slow, new, old, busy, quiet, tired, hungry, happy, and worried. Then practice them in real sentences. Work was really busy today. This exercise is too hard. The restaurant is small but really good. I'm a little worried about tomorrow. Basic adjectives can express a surprising amount of information. Then add useful time words. Today, yesterday, tomorrow, morning, afternoon, evening, night, early, late, now, soon, always, usually, sometimes, and never. These words help you place your ideas in time. I usually work in the morning. I came home late yesterday. I'm busy now, but I can call you later. Sometimes I study English at night. With basic verbs plus basic time words, your speaking becomes much more flexible. The secret is repetition. Do not learn a useful word once and then forget about it. Meet it again and again. Say it in different sentences. Hear it in podcasts. Notice it in conversations. Write it in a short message. Use it while thinking in English. If you learn the word busy, say, I'm busy. Then, I'm busy today. Then, work has been busy lately. Then, ask, are you busy tomorrow? You are teaching your brain how to move the word around. So, instead of chasing thousands of new words, build a strong foundation. Learn common verbs, simple adjectives, everyday nouns, time words, question words, and connecting words. Most importantly, practice putting them together. Fluency is not a vocabulary competition. It is the ability to take the English you know and use it smoothly to express what you want to say. Now let's talk about how you can turn a small vocabulary into stronger speaking. The first step is to stop collecting words without using them. Maybe you have a notebook with hundreds of words, but when was the last time you actually said those words aloud? Choose 10 useful words and build sentences with them. If your words are work, go, need, tired, today, because home, eat, later, and busy, you can say, I'm busy today because I have a lot of work. I need to go home later. I'm tired, but I need to work. Simple words become powerful when you connect them. The second step is to learn words by topic. Start with everyday topics such as home, work, food, family, travel, shopping, health, weather, hobbies, and feelings. For food, you might learn eat, drink, hungry, breakfast, lunch, dinner, water, coffee, bread, chicken, fruit, good, hot, and cold. Then use them immediately. I'm hungry. What do you want to eat? I usually have coffee with breakfast. The food is good, but it's a little cold. You are training yourself to communicate, not simply memorize. The third step is to practice one word in many forms and situations. Take the word work. You can say, I work in a hotel. I'm working today. I have a lot of work. What time do you start work? This computer doesn't work. One word can have different jobs. The more situations you connect to that word, the more useful it becomes. This is much better than learning a difficult word that you cannot imagine using in a real conversation. Now let's practice speaking with only simple English. Imagine someone asks, how was your day? You do not need an advanced answer. You can say, it was good, but I was really busy. I had a lot of work in the morning. I went out for lunch with a friend, and then I came home around 6. Now I'm tired, so I'm going to relax. Almost every word in that answer is basic, but the message is clear and natural. Imagine another person asks, why are you learning English? You can say, I'm learning English because I want to travel, meet new people, and find better opportunities. I also like watching movies in English. Speaking is still difficult for me, but I practice every day. Again, simple vocabulary can communicate your goals, interests, and feelings. You do not need to sound complicated to sound confident. Another important skill is learning common phrases as one unit. Think about, I don't know, I think so, I'm not sure, that sounds good, what do you mean? It depends. Let me think. Of course. Not really. And what about you? These phrases appear constantly in conversations. When you know them automatically, you do not need to build them word by word. They simply come out when you need them. Let's practice a few. I ask, do you want to go out tonight? You can say, I'm not sure. Let me think. I ask, do you like this restaurant? You say, yeah, I think it's really good. I ask, are you free tomorrow? You say, it depends. What time? I tell you, I'm going to start learning Spanish. You say, that sounds good. Then you ask, why do you want to learn it? This is real communication using very common English. Now, about that number 501. Do not worry about finding one perfect official list of exactly 501 words. Different learners need different vocabulary. A nurse may need words that a hotel worker does not need. A student may use different vocabulary from a taxi driver. The important idea is to build a small core of extremely useful English first, then add words that are important for your own life. Your most useful 501 words should help you talk about the things you actually do. And remember, speaking fluently does not mean knowing every English word. Even native speakers sometimes forget a word or do not know a technical term. Fluency means you can keep communicating. If you forget a word, explain it another way. If your sentence is not perfect, continue. If you need time, say, let me think. The conversation does not have to stop just because one word is missing. Here is a simple challenge. Choose 5 common words today. Make 5 sentences with each word. Say those sentences aloud. Tomorrow, use the same words again in new sentences. At the end of the week, try to speak for 1 minute using as many of those words as possible. This kind of active practice turns vocabulary into speaking ability. So, remember the main message from today's episode. You do not need to wait until you know thousands and thousands of English words before you speak. Start with the words you already know. Learn the most common words deeply. Combine them with useful sentence patterns. Practice questions, connecting words, and everyday phrases. Most importantly, use your English again and again. Thank you for listening to Friend English Podcast. I am Danny, and I am very happy you practiced English with me today. Do not measure your English only by the number of words you know. Measure it by what you can do with those words. Keep listening, keep repeating, keep making simple sentences, and keep speaking. A small vocabulary used confidently can take you much further than a huge vocabulary that stays silent in your head. See you in another episode.